Kevin and Derek here with the Kostoff team at Sunflower Bank. Oh, Derek, the markets are interesting to say the least.
I can't figure it out. It's like that movie from the late 70s, Sybil. Like we've got 16 different personalities depending on what day and frankly what time of day.
Whatever your opinion is over the issues between Israel and Iran, over the weekend, we should have seen the markets just tank on Monday.
And they did not.
They did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they didn't go up, they didn't go down.
It was a nothing burger. Yeah. And then later this week, the Fed came out and did nothing.
Yeah. They keep threatening, like next time.
Yeah.
We're going to do it next time. It's just next time.
Oh, that whole rate cut thing. Yeah, we'll get to that.
What are we hearing now? Maybe in July.
Yeah, maybe in
That's
July.
next time.
But probably Q4.
Yeah.
Actually, we're making fun at their expense, but I'm actually think it's a good move not to do anything because the markets are not giving any clear direction right now. And yes, we've got some major world economic things happening and it's not affecting markets. We're seeing realized income, it was up 1.7%. And we're starting to see some of the food prices and stuff come down a fuzz. But again, we're not really seeing it. I don't feel that the consumer really feels it yet. And so they're just holding steady, really. And I think that's what the Fed's doing.
Yeah, and pre-2020, these things would affect the marketplace in some fairly drastic ways, right? Depending on war, not war, CPI up, CPI down, inflation up and down. We could see some fairly large changes in the bond market. Post 2020, I'm baffled.
Well, and where the markets are at now, the Dow is up over 42,000 again. A 100, 200 point swing is not even a percentage anymore. It really, and whereas a lot of us are very used to, a 100-point swing being a huge deal, it's really not that big a deal anymore. Yeah. So we're, I think, coming to a new understanding and a new reality, and I think that's one of the reasons probably why the Fed is holding still.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, that kind of dovetails into maybe a strategy that our buyers can look at. Right? We know we've got a lot of inventory on the market.
We do.
So it might be a buyer's market. Might be.
Or it might just be balanced.
Right.
We're coming into a balanced market. It's not a buyer's, it's not a seller's per se, because we're still seeing deals where they're getting bid up.
Right. But people are nervous about a 6 3/4 interest rate.
Right.
So they beat up the seller for $20,000 reduction in purchase price, thinking that that's going to sway their belief in their payment plan and all that stuff.
Right.
So just a few minutes ago, I put some numbers together because I think that it would be a better move for our buyers to ask for seller concessions as opposed to a decrease in purchase price. And here's why. $500,000 loan at 6.75% interest rate has a principal and interest payment of $3,243.
All right.
If you beat up that seller for $20,000 reduction, so you have a $480,000 loan amount, then your principal and interest with the same interest rate drops down to $3,113. So that's a savings of $130 a month.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty good, right? Now, what if we got a $10,000 seller concession? So $500,000 loan amount, $10,000 seller concession. What does that do? We use that money to buy the interest rate down.
Right.
Maybe to 6 1/8.
Okay.
6 1/8, that same principal and interest payment would be $2,917, so a savings of over $325 a month. Which would you rather have? Would you rather say, hey, I beat the guy up for 20 grand up front, or hey, Mr. CPA, I saved myself $326 a month?
Right. And the seller concessions to buy down rates right now are I would suggest a good economic or personal economic move, because I don't know when rates are coming down. That goes back to the beginning of our conversation here, is that the Fed is holding still. They're holding tight.
Right.
For a long time, we have been hearing and thinking that rates might come down, and I honestly don't know when or if they are going to come down dramatically. So if you can save yourself that $300 a month now,
Right.
It may behoove you to do so. So give us a call. It's easy to run the numbers on buying down, how much it would cost, and because every deal is different and it does vary every day with the market. So give us a call. Kevin and Derek here with the Kostoff team at Sunflower Bank.